This is a video that many people have been asking me to make for several months now, but I have always put it off. The reason for that was that the situation in Afghanistan has been so fluid for so long, I never saw the point in doing something that would basically be out of date before it aired. But with the Taliban taking Kabul, and with it effectively governance of most of the country, now seems appropriate to offer at least a preliminary assessment of the amount of equipment lost. It will probably be some time, possibly years, before we get the official post-mortem of the quantities the Taliban have captured. Likely a RAND report, but some estimates are possible. The Oryx blog has done an excellent job of tracking social media accounts to list military equipment destroyed or taken by the Taliban, and it is their assessment that I shall be drawing on. However, by their own admission, they can only classify items that they have a record of, and therefore their list is almost certainly on the low side. But it is the best that is publicly available that I'm aware of, and I fully commend them for their brilliant work on this and recommend you go check out their website. This is their assessment up until August 14th, 2021, and I will link in the description to their running total page in the event of future updates, as well as the main Oryx webpage. And so, here are the known of totals of equipment captured by the Taliban. Please be aware that some of these may not be operational and, once again, this is an extremely provisional estimate. Aircraft. 1 Embraer A-29 light attack aircraft. 1 Mi-35 attack helicopter. 9 Mi-17 transport helicopters, and some of these have been recorded actually in flight with the Taliban. 4 UH-60 Black Hawks. 2 MD-530 light attack helicopters. 1 Cessna 208 light transport. UAVs. 6 Boeing Scan Eagle recon drones. Tanks. 7 T-54 T-55s. 5 T-62s. Armoured fighting vehicles. 48 M1117 armoured security vehicles and command vehicles. 3 M113 armoured personnel carriers. Artillery. 35 122mm D30 howitzers. 6 Zu-23 twin-barrelled 23mm anti-aircraft guns, the ones shown here added to a captured Humvee. 2 KPV-1 14.5mm anti-aircraft guns, similar to the Zu-23's added to vehicles. Other vehicles. At least 700 armoured Humvees. 11 M1224 Max Pro MRAPs. Additionally, hundreds of Ford Rangers and heavy transport trucks. In terms of ordnance captured, that is currently unknown, but likely includes a fair number of aircraft bombs, included laser-guided weapons, plus multiple mortars. While the sophisticated equipment is probably of little use to the Taliban, it will be of interest to others on the international black market. Additionally, the Taliban have captured tons of small arms. I honestly have no idea how many, but the Afghan security forces numbered over 300,000, so I expect it must be in the hundreds of thousands of rifles and thousands of machine guns and RPGs. No doubt we will be seeing American supplied arms popping up all over the place for the next couple of decades. That largely concludes the count with the available data, and as already said, I expect that to change in the future as more information surfaces. And this brings me to the next request people have made of me. What do I think about the situation? To be honest, my thoughts are irrelevant. Masses of such opinions are circulating from all sections of the press and social media. Quite a lot of it seems at best ill-informed and worst out and out obnoxious, and I see no need to really add a lot. Because to be honest, I never followed the war in Afghanistan that closely, just a vaguely interested eye. I haven't travelled in that region since before the 9/11 attack and have largely ignored the conflict as something that major political players were involved in, which is a situation I've always considered to be a dangerous place to stick your nose. If there is one lesson that needs to be drawn or rather reminded of, it is the old, often forgotten one, because we tend to fixate on weapons, soldiers and campaigns. At the end of the day, militaries can lose a war, but they can't actually win one. Wars are won at the strategic, which means political level. Without political will, you're going to lose. And I don't know what the reasoning for this debacle is, and it certainly is a debacle. Why the United States decided to pull their troops out mystifies me. Yes, I can understand wanting to end the forever wars, but the US commitment was marginal as I understand it. It would be tempting to think that there is some larger scheme at play here, some long-term strategy. But if history teaches us one thing, it's that Machiavellian, multifaceted plots that take years to reach fruition are extremely rare, whereas utter cock-ups are surpassingly common. So statistically speaking, the latter seems the most plausible conclusion. So I don't know the reasons, and I don't know the long-term consequences of what is currently happening in Afghanistan. I think we need to worry about the present, those who have suffered in the previous 2 decades, and those who are continuing to do so. If you fought in Afghanistan, you are probably feeling angry and frustrated at what is occurring. I'm afraid I have no great epiphany for you. You did your job, you served, you did what was asked of you. You gave your all. That's it, this is not on you. You might not need me to tell you that, but maybe you do. If you have friends or family who served in Afghanistan, now's a really important time to be there for them. A lot of them may be having a hard time. Listen to them, they may need help. And finally, think of the people of Afghanistan. If ever there are people who have suffered in recent times, it's them. I don't know of any legit charities that I can advocate for. Maybe if I find one, I'll do a follow-up report. And to be honest, I don't know what is to be done anyway. But a lot of people are going to need help. And if you are able to help someone, no matter how small an effect it might be, go ahead and do it. Thanks for listening.